LEADLIVE, reminding you of your personal genius and how you think in order to actualize what you desire.
Happy New Year. Wow. Year of the Rabbit. Running, going deep, reflecting, assessing, being mindful. We want you here at Lead Live. We want everyone to experience joy this year. Joy that positions oneself for an extraordinary year. A year of health without a doubt. A year of wealth that includes awesome faith. Time with family, quality time with family, and understanding that the financial picture can be as exceptional in a way that honors your priorities, your dreams, your hopes, as you set out to endure and occur. And so whether you do vision boards, you do establishing goals, milestones to achieve this year, you meditate, you pray, you dance, you play the congos, you do all kinds of things. You listen to drums, you listen to spiritual messaging, whatever you need to set yourself off for an extraordinary year, do it. Go to these magnificent museums. Be inspired. Observe others, especially young children who are open to possibilities, reminding each one of us of our ability to live those possibilities. Today's topic is, are you being serious about your money so that you have serious money? Why money? Here, we believe one of the important wealth equations is faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun. Faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun. And at the core is a faith. Faith, from my perspective, is the same as unconditional love. It's a belief. It's an understanding. It's the intuition, a knowing that you know, and you don't need evidence. No, it's a higher understanding. That faith is the underpinning of what moves us, what drives us, what ensures that we manifest what we dream. And as humans in this current society, we need the means of exchange in order to get to and experience fully what we want to experience. So today we're talking about, are you being serious about your money so that you have serious money? Let's start off with, what is being serious about your money? It's about accumulating more savings than you spend. It's about safeguarding those savings. It's about having your savings work hard, multiplying. In fact, much harder than you work to earn those savings. It's about protecting your money, what we call principal, in an account or in accounts where those funds can compound. Remember the rule of 72 we've talked about in the past? We'll come back to that. And we'll drill down further in a subsequent session. It's about leveraging those funds to protect you and yours. It's about growing your money tax advantage. In fact, accessing your money tax-free. When we come back to the power of compounding, we're going to show you the importance of taxation, and we're also going to talk about the importance of leveraging your growth, non-tax, growth on your savings, and why that's important. And it separates those who are literally building wealth financially in order to experience wealth more fully in their faith, family, fitness, and fun, and those who have yet to do just that. Okay? So imagine making a sum of money on a consistent basis, setting aside at least 40% of those funds in a high interest bearing account, an index account, for the long term, where you can access some of those funds throughout the life of the policy tax-free. I want you to think about that. I want you to do more than just think about that. I want you to learn what that entails so that you are on the path to even greater financial freedom, assuming that you're not even familiar with what we're talking about. We don't want you to be unfamiliar. We want you to know. So now let's talk about what's serious money. A very large amount of money to sustain one throughout their life. So it really depends upon your circumstances, what serious money can be. So it can be 250,000. What's considered to be the 1% in the US, 500,000. It could be 1,000,000, 50 million, 500 million, a billion, a trillion. You decide what serious money is based upon your priorities, your goals, what you want to achieve during your lifetime, and what you need. So what is your focus? Serious money? Start with your priorities. Remember, money is a means. It's a tool. It's not an in and of itself. We can think of so many folks who had billions of dollars, quite frankly, and died in pain and distress and regret. One of the co-founders of Apple, what are some of the statements he made as he was transitioning? Those monies didn't serve him as he was in pain and leaving loved ones. So let's get it straight. The tool, it's not means. And the degree to which we have that tool, we can live the life of our dreams. So money is a means to get what we need and what we want. What are among those things we need and want? Security, shelter, a place to do what we want to do, like a place for us to have a studio, a place for us to be able to rest our head in comfort, whatever that comfort means. And it means different things for different people. I remember being in an awesome, loving environment where there's literally dirt for floor. And that dirt was so clean. It was cleaner than many of the homes that I've been in with a so-called cement floor, wood floor, granite floor. And that was in one of the provinces in China. It was absolutely amazing environment, humble abode, and yet beautiful. And I felt safe. So shelter means different things to different people. Health, money facilitates greater well-being, which is the number one cause of stress, a lack of financial resources, uncertainty about money. And what's the number one cause of disease? Stress. So we get rid of stress or we reduce it significantly. Arguably a little bit of tension in our life is helpful to move us, to get us sufficiently uncomfortable to grow as humans. And yet too much harms us. So too much of anything, arguably it's not good. So financial resources helps to facilitate our greater well-being. Certainly allows us to purchase food if we're not able to barter it with things that we have and we need those funds. Definitely it helps us address healthcare bills. When we can't even imagine that we have a chronic, a critical, a life-threatening, God forbid, illness, and we need the funds that our medical insurance does not cover, assuming that we have medical insurance, or Medicare in this country, in the United States, does not cover. And there's a lot that's not covered, folks. So having living benefits has a cost. And the sooner you get them, and depending upon where you get them, may be a marginal cost, a minimal cost. Having money to ensure that you have what you need, should you have that experience. Again, God forbid. And most of us, if we're fortunate to live a long life and we want to live a long life, we will need living benefits. What else does money equip us to do? Take advantage of quality training, quality education, whether it's in a formal educational institution or it's one that we create our own, leveraging people with expertise for coaching, mentorship. Money is not happiness, and yet literally having more funds to do what we want, travel, spend time with loved one, control our time is a surefire way to get to happiness, to experience more joy. It helps us make basic needs. Dollars, money contribute to happiness. Freedom. Typically, time first and foremost, to travel, to spend more time again with family, friends, and other ones, to engage in one's avocation, photography, climbing, surfing, flying, exploring antiquities, reading, writing, just to name a few, let alone meditating, reflecting, praying, dancing, experimenting. What's your focus based upon your priorities? Or I could even say money personality. Is it to invest because you love investing? You love the risk, you love the challenge, and doing it strategically, not where you guard against, literally, specifically where you guard against harming yourself or those you love. Or saver. You love saving. Some people just love saving for the sake of saving. And it's a challenge. They get all kinds of a thrill out of it. It's awesome, especially if it's aligned with a higher order priority. Saving for the sake of saving may not be sufficient. Being a big spender. Well, you make enough money, you can spend a lot of money, especially when it's about adding value. And you decide what that looks like. I was talking to a gentleman yesterday, talking about his daughter, who makes a lot of money and give a lot of it away. And I wanted to tell him, yeah, I know that. I identify with that. I love the feeling of giving, especially when others don't know I'm giving to them. It's even more profound because they've made clear what they want and what they need, more importantly. And I've made clear that I'm in a position and I'm increasing my capacity to do that. So big spenders for different reasons. Do it in a way that honors you and ensures that you always have a stable foundation. Debtors. Some people like debt. If it's good debt, go for it. Because a lot of good debt actually brings in passive income, ensures that you build your economic or your financial base. Yet there's a lot of bad debt. And we encourage you to guard against that. And quite frankly, you do things strategically with your money. Doesn't matter what your savings are. You do the right thing with your money, you will guard against negative or bad debt. You love shopping. Cool. Shop. Ensure that you have enough savings where you set aside amount that you decide on, as opposed to letting anything external drive you to do what undermines your financial well-being, thus undermining the rest of your well-being. How have you positioned for your 4 pillars of money? Assets, do you know what they are? Income, is it what you require? Expenses, are they managed to ensure sufficient savings and growth on those monies? And debts, are you careful to avoid bad debt and leverage good debt? Good debt, again, can enhance your assets, ensure a means to generate revenue, and enable you to eliminate undesirable or high risk or costly expenses. So there are steps that we encourage you to do, to experience, in order to create a positive money mindset. Understand your thoughts and emotions surrounding money. Money is just a tool. It's not a big deal. Walk in your own spaces with confidence that you were born wealthy. And I do mean that. We understand that our Creator designed us perfectly in our human imperfection. We come from a perfect source. We have all that we need. It begins reminding ourselves of that. And our thoughts and our emotions surrounding money literally allows money to come to us in abundance or it stops it in its track. And yet it's always there. Be thankful, express gratitude daily for all that you have, whether you call them possessions, challenges, opportunities, all of those experiences are about our growth, our advancement, not only as a human species, but as a spiritual being or beings. Form good habits, whatever they are. And you know what good habits are. No one actually needs to tell anyone about what's good, what adds value, what feels good, what edifies, what helps to transform in ways that people desire, need, want. Form good habits. We'll have time to just focus in on each one of these as singular topics in the future. Definitely dream big. Decide what you want. Then develop and implement a plan to manifest that dream so that other people can see it. You've already experienced it in your mind's eye, in your heart, in your gut. You're smiling. You're dancing around. Hey, you got the right music on. Whether it's one of my favorite songs, Happy, 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 or whatever it is. Bring that joy to you by dreaming big and protect that dream. Some people can't appreciate it, so you don't share it with the world. You share it when you feel like it, and you know you're sufficiently confident that it will not be undermined by anything or anyone. And remember, leverage failures and fail forward to learn from them and to advance forward. There's a reason why we don't succeed at times. Well, it's because we don't know. And that lack of success or that path to success, let me correct my own language, that path to success is replete with different barriers, landmines, seemingly insurmountable mountains. One can't get under, around, or above, just seemingly. When one does it, then other people realize, oh, wow, it really can be done. And we encourage you to do it in your life. Leverage the failures to move forward, to learn from them, to advance. Assess your progress against your goals. You're in competition with you, your highest self. You're good to some degree. You're great in some areas. Be your greatest self, your greater self. Assess your progress against your milestone, the milestones you have already decided you have accomplished. Yes, I'm putting it in the affirmative now. We only have now. We don't have yesterday. We get to learn from yesterday to the degree that it add to us. We get to anticipate tomorrow to the degree that it prompts us to take action. Yet we only have now. And so that's why we encourage you to imagine big, experience it, smile, have fun with it, know that it's already there. And it's just about manifesting so that other people can experience it because you've already experienced it. Listen to this again so you get where I'm really coming from. Know your target. Know your achievements. If your target, for example, in terms of money, 500 times your monthly current expenses, go for it. If it's 1,000 times your current monthly expenses, go for it. Just remember, there's something called a financial independence number. And if you want to know what that means for you, you contact us. This is a powerful number. When you understand that number, then you help to literally take all these different priorities and get them ramped up for other people to see the manifestations, because you leverage our process, you will see the manifestations long before anybody else because you lived it. You lived it long before other people can see the physical manifestation. So it's your goal to help families in need to gain financial literacy so they can build financial assets to render themselves financially stable and free? Have time freedom? Among the best use of money is giving. Definitely giving to yourself. which we sometimes negate, especially as females and some males, and definitely giving to others, which we sometimes forget, especially as males and often as females. So it's really independent of gender. It's independent of age. In fact, some of the wisest people I've met are under the age of 10. Wow. They say things that are like, whoa, you're closer to that source. And then other wise folks I've met are elders who I don't know if they're going to be here until they're 100, 121. I don't know. Oh my God. We got to leverage those folks. And that's what we do here at Lead Live. We encourage you to be joyful. We encourage you to set yourself up for the level of success that's going to ensure that not only you manifest milestones so that other people can see what you had dreamed big. And it's not just for you to show off. I want to make that clear. You can do that. It's up to you. It's really for each one of us to remind each one of us that each one of us can do the same. Can you imagine a world context where every person is living at such a great capacity that we remember our essence and we remember our interconnectedness to everyone and everything? Oh, wow. I dream that often. I see that. I feel that. I'm in love with that. I know that. That's what this is about. It's about world peace. It's about ubiquitous win-win values. It's about having the time freedom to be our healthiest, best selves. So we go to whatever elevated level that is predestined, it's in our path. And think of this. And you need to close your eyes, do so. Think about us being on the same path, and yet the millions, the billions of us seem like we have only one path. We have one path. And we can get there together. And people argue, no, we need all this, all these challenges, distressing conditions in order to pull ourselves up and get there. Possibly. Or maybe we just haven't imagined big enough where we get there together. And that there's another context for humans. And that we have the capacity to get to that context. So make this big because we can. Experience so much unconditional love because that's who we are. It's give because we're wired to see the magnificence in not only ourselves, but each and every one. Much love, folks. So happy for us. Why don't?